Why is it so important for men to, want to have male kids by all means?
We're discussing our sister's issue vis-a-vis a man wanting a male child.
Yeah.
I would want to first address it from an African perspective.
Okay.
Before I delve into other issues. And in Africa, a son, we say, is the ultimate expression of status, achievement, and riches. And to a point where in Africa, when you give birth to a male child, we say that wawu nipa.
Okay.
It is to juxtapose the importance Africans attach to male child. And in the context of us as Africans, we first of all look at the physique that the male child brings. Let's not forget that we are farmers. I mean, we are nomads. The typical African is a farmer.
Yeah.
And because of the physique a man or a male child brings on board, if you have a large farm, you would need men or boys to be working on the farm for you.
Yeah.
And so the more male children you had, the more riches you were or you had, because the male children could farm and do a lot of work to bring in money. If they were to cater for the sheep and the cattle and stuff, these are mainly male jobs. And if you had a lot of them, you had a lot of money.
Yeah.
So if you had forests to be cleared, you have boys to do that for you. No matter how hard the work was then, if you had boys, they could do that for you.
Yeah.
So the male child was more cherished than the female child. In fact, not even the African perspective, the Jewish perspective has same.
Yeah.
And that is why theologically, commentators are saying that a lot of the stories in scripture, the authors were biased towards women. For example, scholars say that Jesus had female disciples, but the record we have had 12 disciples and all of them were males.
Yeah.
Does it mean that there were no females in Jesus' company? There were females who were around Jesus. If you read Luke chapter 8, you mention a few of the women who were around Jesus.
Yeah.
And the historians, because of their background, were very biased towards women. And throughout, from Genesis to Revelation, you will see that women are sidelined. And from that context, as Africans, we also want to exalt the male child above the female child. And so the African sees the male child as more important. And one of the reasons why the African sees the male child as more important is because of the family name. So when Nana Boateng marries and gives birth, all the children are likely to carry Nana Boateng. But if they are women and they are married to another man, now their names will be dropped, and then they go for the names of another man. And I always say that sometimes, so because of marriage, you have to drop your name, your father's name, and go for. I mean, this is what society has come to accept. And so most of the people want to have male children so that the family name can be preserved for years. The family name could preserve for generations to come. So because of name, because of strength, because of physique, people would want to do that. And again, in Africa, people think that the male child tends to take good care of property. So we want the male child to inherit me, to protect all my wealth, and to take good care of my wealth. And sometimes too, that makes a lot of sense, because once your daughter inherits your properties and gets married to another man, by convention and by marriage, all your wealth goes to this man also. So it becomes the property of your daughter and her husband, and you are likely to lose everything to the husband. Once you cry, the lineage, your family lineage, loses everything. And so a lot of men would want to have male children. Again, we tend to believe, we have a certain belief that male children do well than female children. until recently when a lot of research is coming out to say that that's actually not the truth. When you have a class full of students, male and female, going through, you see that a lot of the time the girls do better than the boys. It is along the line when other factors like menstruation and stuff come in and all these take a bit of the attention, they may academically drop somehow.
Yeah.
But from the initial stages, it looks as if that even the girls do better. But we are looking at the whole issue holistically, rising through the ladder in life. People think that the male often get positions in life because they're able to strive further than oftentimes the girls.
Yeah.
So people want to have a lot of male children than female children. And so these few reasons are the reasons why maybe a young man wanted to protect and preserve a male against a female child.
Yeah.
That if you have two children to save, why do you choose the male? Perhaps now maybe he feels like I want a male child for some of the reasons we have enumerated earlier.
Yeah.
He wanted to maybe have a male child, and so banning from the I need a male. I mean, but it's unfortunate in a way because sometimes the one you want to protect and preserve may not be the one to even care for you. You know, sometimes we're looking at who will care for me in my old age. I told them, be a protect and fix beyond the bishop that on the crown and beyond caution. And these are purely acts of God.
Yeah.
So you can't so much bank your hopes on a male child that by means my male child will take good care of me when I grow in future. These days, people even see that the female children take good care of their parents. I'm not there yet where my kids are taking care of me. But people say these days that a man is share our for same member because when they get married, most of the time the male attention is for the wife.
Yeah.
And the girls or the ladies do well in taking good care of their parents.
Yeah.
I'm yet to experience that when I grow old in a way, but I think that the generality of it is that if you take good care of both the male and the female, they're equally likely to do well.
Yeah.
And these are, like I said, acts of God, purely divine acts. We have seen male children who are not doing so well. You have seen female children not doing so well. And again, you have seen female children doing so well and male not doing so well.
Yeah.
But I believe that these are pure acts of God. And the African concept that we had years back is not the reality today. The African concept, and let me even say, unfortunately, the biblical concept also, and maybe the Quran concept also, because Quran too, similar like scripture, women have been sidelined, and you have Muslim women, Christian women, sometimes doing better than Christian men and Muslim women also.
Yeah.
Again, the conclusion is that these are purely acts of God. God determines the future. When you give the two genders good attention and good care, I think that their purpose on earth will be realized, and not to bank so much hopes on the male child.
Yeah.
Sometimes that can fail you. Because today we don't do a lot of work with our physical strength.
Yeah, now it's working smart, using your brains.
Yeah. And if you have an intelligent girl, I mean, who tells you that
she can do anything?
Yeah. And sometimes when she bring a male child who is not too intelligent also. I mean, this time is a purely a technological world, and a world where the brain is used more than our physical energies.
Yeah. Thank you very much. That was Very Rev Eric Nkrumah Donkor.